Shema Yashala Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yashala Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yashala Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad. Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Baha Shama Kaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right. I was a high spiritual and lawyer. And today I want to go into a topic in question. All right, with the question, if quote unquote God exists, then why is there so much evil in the world? And we know that the name of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, all right, their name is not God in Jesus, it's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. But this is how the world will ask the question. All right, this is how the world we ask the question. Hey, Shalom, Medical Zot. This is how the world will ask that question: if God is real, then why is there so much evil in this planet? And you have people who are atheists, all right, because the things they see in this world is inconsistent with their concept of who the Most High is. All right, they've just like everything else, they've been given a Disney world view of the Heavenly Father, especially in the New Testament. All right, as though he reinvented himself. All right, just like everything else when it comes to the Western lenses, everything is through the view of a Disney World lens. And we're all fucked up because of that. We all have to heal and be new creatures and really learn reality. And the reality is, all right, going back to the grain, the seed of wickedness that was sown in the garden, all right, when Adam and Eve partook in the forbidden fruit, the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, that's when evil was sown in this world, man. All right, that's when the world no longer gave to us. We had to till the land, all right, for produce, for resources, all right, for produce, for resources. We had to till the land. We had to work. All right, that's when the world was no longer in her pristine state. All right, after the transgression. All right, because what is the fruits of knowledge of good and evil? All right, it's the fruit. But since we partook in the fruit, now we had to live it. So from the time of the transgression of Adam until now, living the experience of the knowledge of good and evil, man. So this is the education of what wickedness is, and it's been manifested through Esau Edom. Starting with Esau Edom's philosophy in the garden as the serpent. Thou shalt not surely die. For the Most High, the angels, they are afraid that if you know what they know, then you'll be gods like them. All right? And now Eve, since she partook of that fruit, she sit as an I am. She has a individualistic, I sit as a queen and there is none beside me mindset. But look at the world around her. Look at her environment that she came from. Look at the estates of her nation. All right? But to answer the general atheistic question, if there is a God, then why is there evil in this earth? Well, I don't have the answers. The Bible has the answers. And the truth is, when that seed of wickedness was sown in the garden, then was wickedness manifested in the earth. And that's when the earth started to decay. All right, it was a slow decay. All right, from the time of Adam. there was a slow downward progression, all right, of the life expectancy of health. In the garden, we ate to live. In the garden, in the age of forever, the age of perfection, we didn't even use herbs. All the medicine was in the fruits. You see? That was in the garden. All right. All the medicine was in the fruits. All right. There was a temperature, there was a steady temperature of the earth in the planet, in the garden. Even about 1,500 years after the exile from the garden, up until the time of the flood, because I believe from the time of Adam to the time of the flood was about 1,500 years. Even in that space, all right, we were still in the time of perfection or close to perfection. It was a slow decay from the garden, but it was still far more superior than the earth and the world that we see today. Okay? But in the garden, we did not have to dig for anything. We did not have to till the land. Everything was on the surface. Even in certain parts of Africa, I think there's a term called alluviated diamonds, in which the diamonds, I want to say because of the weather, they're on the soil. Where in the garden, that was their normal. So you had the gold, you had the onyx, you had the opal, all right, you had the lapis lazuli, you had the chrysoprase that you did not have to dig for. You know, and the Most High deals with dualities. So going back to the beginning, to partake in the fruit, it's saying, okay, since you've picked this card, so to speak, now you have to live it. You have to experience. To get the knowledge of good and evil means that you have to experience, you have to go through evil to get the knowledge of evil. You know, you had to go through evil to have the knowledge of evil. All right, you had to, even in our personal lives, man, we had to be bad children. Some of us are hard-headed children, right? To see through your children's bullshit. All right. Some of us had to get bad women to understand a bad woman. All right. Some of us had to get betrayed to understand what to see the signs of a mean-spirited person. You understand somebody with an agenda. We had to become street smart in this experience called the planet Earth. We became street smart through these different captivities, man. All right. Since Israel was likened to a comely and delicate woman, even before we were called Israel, when we were called the sons of God, we were like, at some point, we became wanton. All right. At some point in history, we became wanton, man. We wanted what the other nations had, just like a young daughter who's fruitful, or she's in puberty, or she became a young woman, and now she's wanton. She wants to experience different men. Well, just Most High kicked Israel out of his house. The house is Israel, all right, or Jerusalem. The Most High kicked us out of the house. Now you go through the streets. And most women who've gone through the streets, they've been out there. They see through all types of bullshit. You know, a woman who's been out there, she knows so much about the day-to-day reality because she's been out there, man. All right. So she sort of has that knowledge of evil, you know. Same thing with a man that's been out there, that was in the streets dealing or whatever he was doing. All right, he has that knowledge of evil. So what the Most High did was, since you chose to consume this allegorical fruit, okay? Since you chose to consume this allegorical fruit, you're going to receive that knowledge of good and evil through experience. Since we had that childlike curiosity of that forbidden fruit, because the Most High put that cookie on the shelf and said, don't touch it, which the grand scheme of things was for us to touch it because we were like children. All right, the Most High had the serpent to deceive Adam and Eve. Well, really to deceive Eve. But our weakness was that woman. And then you'll find out in the pattern that us as Israelites, when you listen to that woman, in a lot of cases you get messed up. Because the Most High gave you the intelligence. All right. So going back to the statement, all right, the statement within that makes up the topic. If God is real, why is there so much evil in this world? It's rooted back in the transgression of Adam. All right. That's when the earth went to a downward spiral into a slow decay, not just geographically, all right, with earthquakes and tsunamis and mudslides and 10,000 people are dying in Tibet, all right, because of some fucking mudslide, some chick get ate up by an anaconda for no reason. All right, we're in a state of evil. This is a state of evil. We're in the state. This is the first half of the education. The first half is the evil. The first half is the evil. The first half was the evil. From the time we got kicked out of the garden to now, that's the half of the evil. That's the first half of the education. Okay? Because we were naive at first. Or you could say, before we partook in the fruit, we were living in the good. But when you're living in the good, all right, when you're living in the good, you don't appreciate the good. You have a curiosity. You have an innate curiosity of what's on the other side. So now we're experiencing the second half, which is the evil. And when we experience the second half of the evil, then it is done. That's why when Adam came back as Yahushai, all right, he received the full education. All right, he reaped all the judgment of his actions in his past life. And he understood fully everything through his different incarnations, such as when he came back, like I said, as Isaac, and primarily when he came back as Solomon. I believe Solomon had the curiosity of wisdom because that was part of his cycle and of his part of his education. Because not to get all deep, when we come back in these bodies, all right, in different times through reincarnation, all right, to receive an education, to receive knowledge. That's why certain things that we know, and it's like, damn, how he know that? Or you're an old soul, all right, because you keep coming back with the you come back with information. Some of the information is innate, all right. But the point was, we have to receive the knowledge of evil now. We were in a state of good in the garden. But just like a child that has curiosity of what's on the other side, just like a young woman who has curiosity of the dudes that she see around her, just to get ran through. But now when she's goes through those different hardships with the streets, guess what? You can't tell her nothing now. She already knows what that's about. Even us in our day-to-day lives and some of the things that we've got caught up into, man, we had to go through those pain realities. Those pain realities to become wise, man. All right? Those harsh realities to become wise. There's something to the effect of, there's a saying that goes something to the effect of, a fool becomes wise through pain. Like something to that effect. A fool becomes a wise man through his painful experience. Like it's painful experiences that turn a fool into a wise man. But these are little microcosms, little examples of what we went through in the garden. We were fools in the garden. All we knew was good. So just like somebody can be easily manipulated by somebody that's in the world or in the streets per se, and you have that childlike curiosity of what's on the other side. Well, now we experience what's on the other side. All right. Now we have the knowledge of good and evil. Now we have the knowledge of good and evil. We were living in a state of good. Now we're living in a state of evil. That's why So much atrocities happen on this earth every second of the day. Every second of the day, somebody's getting murdered. Somebody's getting sick from some disease. Somebody's falling off a fucking building. Somebody's getting hit through a fucking, going through a fucking windshield. You know, it's part of it. You know, like I said, somebody's going through a fucking windshield, man. All right, somebody's dying from some disease, and the Most High got Esau Edom in the forefront of it. You know, he's accelerating the state of death in the planet, but the Most High is also accelerating the duration of his kingdom. He's speeding up, all right, his expiration date, so to speak, as it says in Job 4, that I have set bounds that he cannot cross. All right, so why is there so much evil in the world? This is an example of education. You can only tell your son, don't mess with that, don't play with that. Then you say, okay, you gotta let him get burnt. Now he's wise. Now he understands I can't put my hand on that. My hand on that. You see? You ask him, see, you see what happened? Now you understand why I told you not to do it. The shit that we've gone through in these different carnations as a nation, and the things that we're currently going through. All right, we don't want to go back through that shit. All right, we don't want to go back through that shit, man. All right, but like I said, that's the nature of the Most High, because he deals with dualities. You know, if we're going to be judges, if we're going to run the earth, if we're going to go back to being called sons of Yahweh, as it says in, what's that, 1 John 3? We're going to be called the sons of Yahweh. Well, were we not called the sons of God in Genesis? All right, if we're going to go back to that, you have to have experience. All right, you know, experiences make you read down a person up and down, man. All right. So, I mean, that's pretty much the point, that there's so much evil in this world because this is the manifestation of a seed that was being sown in the garden, the seed of wickedness, the seed of transgression. All right, the Most High said, okay, since you want to know, I told you not to, but since you want to partake in this fruit or this knowledge, all right, you're gonna get the knowledge of good and evil, but you're gonna get it the hard way. You're gonna get it the hard way, man. You're gonna get it the harder way, and this was the harder way. All right, unpleasant weather, global warming, melting glaciers, famines throughout the ages, warfare, battles, you know, climate change, you know, all types of things, man. Just death. We are in a state of death, to the point where I believe when you ascend to the spirit world, you're gonna feel like you escaped death, man, because your body is in a state of death. Is a short-lived little suit, little plant obsolescent suit that the Most High created. All right, but then the state of the earth is really death. All right, this is literally prison planet, man. All right, but why is if there's a God, why is there evil? Because this is the education. All right, the education of knowing good and evil. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, who well, peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect, Abba Baal, Kamyashala, Shalom.